How many times do you want to percent of the time? Hello and welcome to the 2025 OHSAA District Finals. Right now, coming into the finals, team scores, we have Moeller in first with 198, Springboro in second with 147, Harrison in third with 122.5, Elder at 109.5, in sixth, Fairmont, 68.5. In seventh, we have Butler in eighth, Dakota East. Ninth, St. Xavier High School, and number 10, Anderson. I'm going to let my counterparts introduce themselves.
I'm Don Jones.
And Luke Erher. Here we go. We're about to get started here at 106 pounds. We have Tyler Sweny.
And I'm Jerry Tischler.
That's Jerry. Tyler Sweny of Springboro, coming in with a record of 36-12, currently ranked 16th in the state, wrestling against Blackburn Savage of Moeller, currently ranked 8th in the state.
So right now we have Savage with the takedown, up 3-0 first period, gets the action started.
Yep, doesn't waste any time there, gets right to it. These two wrestled last week at the sectional finals, and Savage was victorious in that bout as well. It was actually a tech fall, so let's see if Sweny learned anything from that match last week, but right now it's a tall task.
Yeah, Savage has been looking good all season.
Like a savage.
Like a savage.
Yeah. Look at him, he's already going to work. It's 6-1, about a minute into the first period. So right on track, just like last week. It was a 17-2 victory.
Yeah, it's kind of fun this year with the new rule change for takedowns. Takedowns now being 3 points instead of 2. The score kind of racks up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it looks like we've seen more tech falls than ever this year with the 3-point takedown.
Yeah, you definitely see a lot more bonus point matches, and I feel like the scores are a lot higher. And when I'm looking at brackets, I see some scores that, usually would be like a 4-3 match, and it ends up being a 10-6 match, 10-8 match, and you just see a lot more points. I think it makes it more exciting.
Yep, absolutely.
Kind of hard to keep track of, though, with my math skills. I sometimes get lost with the 4s and the 3s, but here we go. Oh, wow.
Right now,
wait, Blackburn
Sweny
Savage is on his back.
Has Blackburn Savage in
Sweny,
trouble.
That's an upset. Huge upset.
With the fall over Blackburn Savage in the first period, coming from behind. He was down by, he was down 6-1, comes back.
Yeah, it was 6-1.
Yep.
I thought Savage was on his way to another tech fall, and then he caught him. Do we have a replay of that? I missed it. I was looking down at my paper for a second.
I missed that as well.
I saw it, on the other hand. That's why I'm here.
All right. Thank God we have Jerry.
Yes.
But we talk about wrestling, man. That's what can happen, You talked about him getting tech last week and then coming back and getting the pin this week.
He
made
learned.
Some adjustments, kept his confidence, all that good stuff.
He figured out a weakness, and he found it, and he said, this is the time to strike. So here we go. We got the replay, I think. There it is.
There it is.
He's in. Kind of got an under. Oh, an ankle pick. Drop down.
Pick, but doesn't field it cleanly. So there's a bit of a scramble here.
Drives through it.
He winds up
Savage kind of got caught,
right into a half. Arches back here and gets the fall.
Great job finishing with that.
Hips down. Back arch, and he gets the fall.
Yep, so important here. Jerry, I think you can elaborate on this, but just coming out of districts, finishing first versus second makes a difference. Finishing third versus fourth makes a big difference.
Right, absolutely. So obviously you finish first, you're going to draw a number 4 in the first round at state. And as well as if you finish fourth, you're going to draw a first round. So, 2s and 3s kind of, the 3s are going to be against 2s, 2s are going to be against 3s, at least in the first round.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Savage, a little bit ago, and felt really confident that he was in good position to take first place, and then this happened. So again,
well, you'd think so. Coming out of districts, after you tech the guy, you only gave up 2 points. You'd think, maybe that's the issue, though. You can't just expect that's going to happen every time.
So again, last week, Savage tech-falled Sweny, and in tonight's competition, Sweny gets revenge and gets the fall over Savage.
Yeah, and then we're moving over. It looks like we moved over to the 5th and 6th place match with we got Knowles of Hamilton wrestling against a Miamisburg wrestler over for 5th and 6th. So the 5th place finisher here, they're known as a state alternate, and if anything were to happen between now and the state tournament next week, if somebody skin condition, weight, injury, anything, hopefully that doesn't happen, but if that were to occur, then the 5th place finisher would be the one to step in from our district.
Right, so it has happened. I know it happened here at the district meet. I believe there were 2 alternates that actually got in to the districts. Same thing again can happen next week. So whether it's sickness, whether it's an injury, any number of things, the alternate then steps in and takes that spot.
Yeah, I remember years ago there was a Harrison wrestler actually that was an alternate in the state tournament, ended up placing. He actually still has, I believe, the record for fastest pin in the state tournament.
Unbelievable.
7 or 8 seconds. Yeah, still has that record. If you go into the tunnel at the state tournament, they have all those accolades with the 4-time state champs, 3-time state champs, fastest pins, and he's still there.
Wow. Yeah, I talked to a couple wrestlers.
He was an alternate.
Couple wrestlers going for 5th and 6th. It kind of breaks my heart, The top 4 definitely qualify for state, but it's that guy that takes 5th or 6th, been working his butt off all year to make it to the state tournament and doesn't, especially the seniors.
Yeah.
Talked to one senior from Middletown. He's going for 5th and 6th and been trying for the last 4 years to make it to state and never, unless something happens, never going to make it to state. So kind of breaks my heart a bit.
Yeah, it's hard because then they got to also, keep their weight under control for another week, and it's just kind of an unknown. Am I even going to get in?
Right. So you're practicing as hard as you would if you were actually in the state tournament already, in hopes that you do get in. You don't really wish any negative outcomes for any of your competitors, but you do want to get in. So, and if that opportunity happens, you got to be ready.
Yeah, watching this match, my Willie Weinberg, has Prodigy Wrestling Academy. I see him a couple times a week, and took back over the head coaching job at
That's one of his boys out there, yeah.
Going to make good things happen with that program again. So.
Yeah, I was actually in the opposite corner of Willie his senior year for his 4th Division
Oh my goodness.
Division I title. I was Sean Rocket, St. Xavier's coach, so I was in the corner there and came down to the ultimate tiebreaker, and we had to escape with 30 seconds left, and Willie actually rode us out for that 30 seconds to win the state title.
So I'm actually going to jump ahead to you here. I'm very excited about this next match. One of the ones I circled on my brackets here, we have a wrestler by the name of Connor Niehaus from Harrison. He's a sophomore, came in, knocked off a returning state placer in the semifinals, DeMarco Cates from Coleraine.
Yep.
It was a huge win for him there. He'll be wrestling up against Colin Broxterman of Elder, who is a junior and currently ranked 8th in the country. Niehaus, the rankings I found...
In the country or in the state?
I'm sorry, in the state. State, my bad. I thought I was doing college.
Gotta keep you in check, man.
Well, maybe he's in the country. I don't know. Ohio's pretty good. But Colin Broxterman... In the country of Ohio. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters to me. But Colin Broxterman, he's currently ranked 8th in the state. He's a returning state placer as well. But these two met last year in the first round of the district tournament. So Colin Broxterman was a sectional champ. Niehaus was a sectional 4th place finisher, and Niehaus actually upset him 4-3 in overtime. Niehaus then falls in the semis last year of the district tournament to Cates, who they wrestled again this year. And this time he avenged that loss. He falls and he wrestles, guess who? Broxterman again for the match to go to state last year, and Broxterman beat him in that match. So these guys just have all kind of shuffled, beating each other up. But I'm excited about this match. Broxterman was a state placer last year. Niehaus, this is his first time going to the state tournament, so it's exciting.
Yeah, both guys are tough. It's going to be an awesome match. It's going to be an awesome match.
Harrison versus Colin Broxterm from Elder.
So here we go, Elder in the two-piece singlet, black, white, with some purple, little kitty cat on the back.
I believe that's a panther.
Whatever. I've never seen a purple cat before, but Niehaus in on a shot right away. Harrison, he's in the traditional singlet, black with white, some green, last name across the back. Yeah, Niehaus right away.
You guys been around, you know, the Harrison guys, they kind of dye their hair, you know, after getting ready for the postseason, so.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Niehaus got that blonde hair going on.
I thought that was the real Slim Shady, but
Yep.
that's not.
Oh.
You know, Elder used to do that also.
Yep, Mason did as well. And probably still does.
I know St. X does it in swimming. They do the bleach, then they do the blue, then they shave it.
Yeah.
They did not win state this year, by the way.
They did not?
They did not. I saw they were runner-up to, I believe, St. Charles.
Oh.
But
I did not realize that.
yeah, as we peek back, it's 3-2. Niehaus still on top. We got a reversal by Broxterm, wrestling on the edge of the mat here with 45 left in the first period.
Broxterm trying to get a bar arm in. See if we can do it. Can run a bar arm or tilt off that.
Jerry, is that you over there taking pictures?
No,
Yeah,
I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting right here, Lou.
All right.
Yeah, Broxterm, I was over at the sectional at Loveland last week, and Broxterm looked tough. He beat the Moeller kid in the finals.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he's only a junior, but I feel like I've been hearing this name for years.
Absolutely.
It's definitely one of those elder wrestling names, right?
Yep, it is. Yep.
I think we have a couple others coming up here too. Lambers, I know. I feel like that
Lambers,
guy's
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of
kid's
Lambers.
been here for a bit.
So Brock's been doing a nice job controlling, kind of riding that ankle, trying to get the old head and the arm to try to maybe step under that, but stalemate called. Oh,
End of the
actually, that
first,
was the end of
yeah.
the first period.
Broxterm chooses down off the coin flip. He's currently down 3-2, so he's going to choose bottom, see what he can do here, get an escape or a reversal, potentially tie it or take the lead. Niehaus doing a good job on top, keeping that weight. Broxterm grabs that arm, trying to pull it under, and
He
is
gets
able to come around front.
Sure
Yeah.
does.
Now we're back on our feet. Something tells me these two like to wrestle on their feet. They seem pretty comfortable in this position. Three to 3 match with 1:25.
Looking for that fireman's carry there.
It's nice.
If we can hang on to that tricep, and
If he can swing that right arm around the
Take it
body and
straight to his
cover.
back.
There it is.
he does get
Three.
the takedown.
And he's got that leg turked in there, so if he can work for some back points maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to mat number 3. Please help congratulate DeMarco Cates on his 100th career victory.
Just announced DeMarco Cates from Coleraine got his 100th career win. Just got a pin and taken 3rd place.
And he's only a junior, so he'll have
Yep,
many more
buddy.
wins as he finishes out this year, next year. He might get that 150. That's kind of the
Absolutely.
new standard. I feel like years ago, 100 was a big deal. Now 100's
Now
kind of
100.
gone by the wayside
Yep,
with
now it's
the amount of
150.
matches these kids are getting nowadays.
It's funny, when I wrestled, 35 was a big deal.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, look at the records right now. Niehaus 41-7, Broxterm 38-5. So these guys are getting a lot of matches.
Brock's been riding tough on top here.
He has a
Not really a lot of
6-3
action in that
lead
regard.
right now for Broxterm.
He's so tall too, for this weight. Tall and lanky, long arms.
Yeah, definitely has an advantage to have that leverage.
He's got the bar arm in. Let's see if he's going to do anything with it. Up, time ran out.
And as you see, that takedown, just that 3-point going from a 3-3 match now to a 6-3 match.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, it's a big difference. It would have, the old scoring would have been 5-3.
Yep.
And right now on our feet, then it's anybody's game. It still essentially is. I mean, 6-3, so a takedown here for Niehaus, and he's right back there. But again, a lot of mat wrestling on our feet here in the neutral position.
Nice head inside single. Let's see if we can finish it. Niehaus trying to make it into a scramble. Broxterm's got to keep trying to work around the backside.
Oh, Niehaus looking for got a tilt situation, like a mouse trap.
Yep.
Got that wizard blocked off. Broxterm's still trying to work it up. He's going to shelf it up here. Stalemate.
There we go. Both wrestlers pretty much negating the other's efforts, results in a stalemate.
Got a chance to roll around with Connor last freestyle Greco season. Man, he's tough kid.
Yeah, he's definitely made the adjustments and the work put in the off season. I think he fell short of his goal last year, not making the state tournament, and put that on his goal sheet, and here he is now in the finals at the district tournament. So he's already punched his ticket, but now let's see if he can be a district champ.
It's going to be tough to finish. Should result in a stalemate. Yep, and it does.
That or watch the knee. It was getting close to potentially dangerous, but the ref was a little out of position.
17 seconds here, so Niehaus got to go in and get it.
Yep, he's got to go. I don't believe either wrestler's been warned for stalling. There's a warning on red, but that's his warning, so no point awarded.
Broxterm's in on a nice shot.
Oh, did he get that? He awarded the 3. He awarded the 3. And now he's going to consult with his pal. He says no 3, no 3.
Okay.
Jerry, you agree? Disagree?
Should have been waved off.
Waved off?
Absolutely, yeah.
I agree as well.
Harrison's coach says, I would like the 3. And why not?
I would like 2 sets of 3s, please.
I will take the 3. It's like, I asked my buddy, and he says, yeah.
Let's see if we get a replay of that.
Well, I don't think they're going to award it, so I think this match is going to be finished. Colin Broxterm will be your... Oh, he did! Wow. Oh, and now we got a rebuttal by Roush of Elder.
Both these coaches fighting for their wrestlers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have called it 3. It looks like he had the leg in there.
I don't know if control was established at that point. You get, a certain amount of...
Beyond reaction time, which is
you get a reaction
maybe
time.
a second, maybe a second and a half. I definitely did not feel, but my vote does not count. I did not feel that he established.
Oh, we're going to go to overtime here. We're going to get to overtime.
6-6 here.
I like it. I like the call. I'll take the call. I want some overtime.
You're going to get what you
Here
want.
we go.
Right here. All right.
On our feet. Kind of has a boxer stance.
I think it took
Oh, he's in on the shot again. Look at him.
Nice. He's going to finish
feeling
this.
Limp arm there.
He's going to finish this. Puts a leg in. Puts 2 legs
boots in.
That
Boots
should
in.
be.
There's
There it
3
is.
again.
There's a 3.
How about that? Wow.
Elder's coach, obviously.
Two huge wins in this tournament. This kid, if there's a most valuable wrestler, he's putting his name in the hat in there.
The referees seem to concur with each other. Of course, Elder's coach now talking to the referee.
That's 2.
Wanting to know, what's the criteria that he awarded that on. Obviously, the referee said it's a judgment call. I felt control was established. Match is over.
Yeah, 2 upsets already.
Yep.
Both those matches, I don't think I would have chosen.
I agree with you.
Here's the first takedown to tie the match. He was way out there, but you're still in bounds there, right, Jerry?
Yep.
Fingertips?
The hand fingertip still in there. The line is
Still
in
in.
bounds. So
Line's
as
still
long
in,
as you
and he awarded it there.
Oh, right there.
And then
He was
there,
not touching. Yeah.
Broxterman's almost in a position, and then he,
I have a feeling both those guys are going to be on the podium next week.
yeah, I hope so. Well, you know, Niehaus, though, he was ranked in one of the rankings I saw 24th. So not even projected to make the state tournament. And here he is. He's a district champ as a sophomore. So upset over the junior from Elder.
What we got here?
What a match.
So right now we have Caleb Curry from Elder. He is a freshman, and he's had a good tournament. Pinned 2 out of his 3 matches. He's going against Julius Knowles. Julius from Hamilton won their match last week in their sectional, and now here they are again, reliving their sectional finals.
All right.
Like I said, I was at the Loveland sectional last week and saw both these guys in the finals. So pretty crazy. 2 finalists coming out of 1 sectional.
Yeah, and we have a couple like that, a couple rematches from the sectional finals. But I like these 2. I like their styles. They're very explosive. They're very athletic wrestlers, and they do a lot of fun stuff. So I hope they, bring some action here. And they're quick. Caleb Curry is a freshman, 32-9. Julius Knowles, a senior, 43-3. So let's see if we see a little difference in maturity with the freshman versus senior. Freshman's a bit lankier.
Yep.
Senior definitely's got a solid build to him. 4 years of working out in the gym there at Hamilton.
Clearly different body types. That's the beauty of wrestling. It comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yep. All that matters is when you get on that scale, you guys weigh similar.
Right. You make weight.
Gotta make weight. But this freshman, he's not fazed by the senior. He's right there in his face, keeping up with him. Both like to wrestle, it looks like, from space. Just a quick tap to the head or, just a little redirection. They're not really tying up. But he's in on that shot. The freshman looking for a cradle, but he maybe rushed it. We got a warning, stall warning on red. I've been seeing a lot of stalling calls this weekend.
It seems like,
they wrestle on the edge and they call stalling if one man's back is to the out of bounds.
the only thing I don't like is the fact that later in the season that you get, when you hit the postseason, suddenly, whether it's purposeful or not, it seems like stalling is called, a lot more critically than the rest of the season, quite frankly. I know making that statement's probably not going to win me any favors with any of the referees when I'm coaching come next year, but it is what it is. I've noticed that trend for years and years, though.
Well, maybe you can just, repay them in other ways. You see them out at the local grocery store. Buy their eggs. Since
That would be
so
unethical.
expensive.
That would be unethical.
Well, the Chiefs do it.
The Chiefs do it.
Escape there for Curry. You talked about him only being a freshman, and we've talked about it over the years. Some of these freshmen coming into high school, they've had hundreds, if not maybe thousands of matches over their youth and junior high careers. So they're coming in, ready to compete and place at the state tournament.
That's right. And that just that mat experience is really makes a huge difference. You wrestle getting so many matches in the off season, just having that mat awareness, where you are, score, time, just being on the edge of the mat, just like in these situations where we're seeing stalling called a lot more, just being able to recognize where I am and if my back's to the out of bounds, I got to circle in and make it look like, even if I'm not attempting to score, I got to make it look like I'm doing something so that I don't get hit for sawing, since they like to light them up here lately. I also don't agree with that because the mat is so small.
It is.
I mean, make the mat a little bigger then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they kind of pinched that mat in the middle together. Not really, quite frankly, it's tight on the regulations, right? You're supposed to have X amount of, I believe it's at least 10 feet out of bounds, which you're butting right up against the other two mats.
Yeah.
With the new rule where, even a pinky in bounds or on the line is in bounds, it kind of makes it tough to take advantage of that, quite frankly.
Yeah, right. Now, we do have a score 1-0 in favor of Caleb Curry. The point, what was the point awarded for? It was an escape? Okay. Caleb chose bottom in the second period. He just let him up. Yeah, these wrestlers look like they like to wrestle on their feet. So Curry, the freshman, with the lead. If he can, I would consider this an upset if he wins this match tonight. If he can win this, he could be looking at a few more years. Chances looking bright.
Right, I mean, coming in with 9 losses, absolutely. Knowles coming in with only 3 losses and 43 wins.
Yeah.
Also being a senior.
Exactly. I think it also, it comes down to their schedule, Hamilton's schedule, Elder's schedule. I don't know these guys where they're wrestling throughout the year. Some tournaments are harder than others, but a lot of that comes down to the quality of matches, the mat time, getting out there.
I think sometimes too, in the wrestling room practices, iron sharpens iron. Do you have good partners around you?
Right.
Do you have that intensity every day at practice?
Absolutely. So, and Elder certainly does at these lower weights. You already saw with Broxterm.
Yep.
And we'll see a few other Elder wrestlers here. So always a tough room.
Looks like time's about to run out here. I'm going to guess that Knowles from Hamilton is going to get the choice, if I recall correctly. Right, certainly he's going to take down, and he does.
How'd you know that?
He's got to get that
he's
escape.
Down by 1 point.
Yeah. If you were a coach, where would you have chose?
Top.
Wow. That's true. Well, Curry's he's long, so I might too, because he might be able to slap on a cradle here.
Right.
And they can get 2, 3, 4 back points.
5 if they scream out. Yeah.
On the flip side, the coach is putting him down to say, hey, you got to get this 1 point to tie it up and get back on our feet.
Right.
But he's not doing a good job of getting out of there now, and Curry's doing a good job of riding him.
And quite frankly, nobody's scored a takedown yet. I mean, they've had, 2 periods to get a takedown. This could be trouble right here.
Oh, wow.
Step there.
Look at that bar arm.
That bar, as long as the official.
It's going to be called potentially dangerous, possibly. Yep, there it is.
Yep, stopped it right there. Might have some injury time here.
Yeah, and that's the right call to stop that. You don't want to rip anybody's shoulder out as we're going into the state tournament next week.
Right.
But
yeah. I thought he kind of let that go a little bit long, actually. I mean, how he was working that shoulder.
Yeah, he was going forward or across. What's the rule there, Jerry?
So the rule is you can't take the joint against its natural movement, and I'm going to say that was not its natural movement.
No.
So.
Jerry is our gene sterator.
See,
he's our rules analyst.
I don't believe the shoulder is meant to go that
I don't
direction.
think it's supposed to go that way.
And honestly, Knowles from Hamilton is like, I'm a senior, you're a freshman. This is not going. You are not going to flip me over.
No.
You're not going to score this way. So.
But he's got 51 seconds to get out of there, and Curry's goal is say, I'm going to ride him out. I'm going to ride him out and win the match 1-0. So.
I mean, one strategy on Knowles' end could be, I'm going to wait till there's about 30 seconds left, and then I'm going to get my escape, because nobody's been able to take the other one down, right?
No. Yeah.
and then go into overtime and win it in
Take it in
overtime.
overtime, right.
Got that bar in again, the one-on-one.
He's doing a really good job keeping pressure, keeping weight forward, keeping Knowles down on the mat, working bars, looking for halves. He's working back there. He's not just sitting back and...
He's doing a good job, but where the official should never say, hey, top guy's stalling, right? He's working to put the guy on his back. so.
Absolutely.
Now we got blood time. Looks like Curry's got a nosebleed.
Physical sport, right? Get some
That's right.
It happens.
nosebleeds, some...
You know it, Don.
You walk with a few bruises here and there.
That's right. Don still competes, by the way. He's still out there getting after it.
Yep, 50 days out to the U.S. Open, so excited.
How's your weight?
About 9 pounds over right now, which is not going to be an issue.
All right.
Just the cardio,
Yeah.
right? You want to go out and compete at a national tournament, being in the best shape possible. So excited for that.
Jerry was kicking around the idea of getting into that. He was telling me earlier.
Actually had the discussion with Don about that.
Awesome.
I could see Jerry in a singlet.
Actually, in my training, I overtrained, and I wound up with 2 shoulder impingements.
My
I couldn't
goodness.
even pick up my granddaughter, right? So, so I stopped lifting weights for 6 months, and you know how tough it is to pick it back up
Absolutely,
and then get
yeah.
back. So,
Sorry, I missed that. Did you say your granddaughter tore your shoulder out?
pretty much. Then I wound up wrestling at one of our practices. I coach over at St. X, and we have one of our seniors. He's kind of an unorthodox wrestler, and somehow, in a flurry of activity, the next day I woke up and I'm like, "What is wrong with my bicep?" So I had the trainer check it out. He's like, "Yeah, you have a tear in your bicep."
Oh, my goodness.
So,
Jeez.
anyway,
It's
One
is what it
day
is.
Jerry will give it up.
it is what it is. You can't give it up, right, Don?
No.
got to stay healthy.
That's what I'm saying. You got to keep moving. If the moment you stop moving is
That's
when
right.
things start breaking down.
That's exactly right.
I've felt that.
I would agree with that.
Well, we're
Back to the action.
Back to the action. Got about 30 seconds here, and hey, Curry's doing his job on top.
He is.
Excellent job. Yeah, bars are his specialty, and wrist
Knowles
control.
he has not come close to even.
No,
getting up,
he's
quite
not sniffing
frankly.
an escape, but he better get moving because he's got 15 seconds here. But his wrist tied up is not going to help. Get that elbow forward. There he goes. Now he can go.
To his base.
Now he's got to go.
He's going.
No, he's not going to be able to do it
It's gonna
here.
be too little,
He's
too
got it.
late.
Yeah. Wow.
Caleb
All right.
Curry takes it
Curry.
1-0 over the senior. Freshman over the senior, 1-0.
Hey, we're 3 for 3 on upsets
Absolutely,
down
3 for 3.
here. You know what? If I'm from another district though, I'm looking at that and I'm going,
Right.
This guy. I thought he was gonna be a district champ. Now I got to wrestle in the first round.
Yep. Hey, and that Curry made adjustments from last week. Coaches probably worked with him about how can we beat this guy if we meet again this week. So
Yep.
Good.
Hey, what do you know? We got another elder wrestler coming up. We got Connor Lambers, a senior, 41-5, wrestling up against Jack Bratton of Springboro. He's a sophomore, 28-11. Bratton was a district champ last year as a freshman, so he's gonna try to win another one here. And Lambers is a returning 2-time state placer. He was 3rd 3 years ago, 8th 2 years ago.
So this is another rematch of last week's sectional final with Lambers walking away the victor. Now, interesting, looking at their routes through the bracket today, Lambers, no one has made it past the first period with Lambers. So he's got 3 falls, all under the first 2 minutes. Bratton, on the other hand, he comes in with 2 falls and a tech fall. So this should be an interesting, hopefully a high-scoring match. Fun to watch.
Yeah, these guys are a little. There he goes. He's got a takedown here. Nothing yet awarded. There it is.
There it is. All the hand on the weight, or all the weight on the hands.
Another senior versus now a sophomore matchup. Looks like Springboro's jumping in on the bleach hair look.
Yeah.
A couple of those guys I've seen with it.
I talked to the coach earlier from Springboro. I think they qualified 8 guys to the state tournament.
Springboro, yeah.
Yep, and I think Moeller talked to the Moeller coach. I think they qualified 10 to
10, yeah.
Nice.
state finals,
Springboro had
state tournament, which is
8,
awesome.
you said? Wow.
Anybody look at
Team scores,
Perry
yeah.
or St. Ed's, how that district was going? I know Perrysburg, this is a year they hope to maybe unseat St. Ed's. Of course, they're both in the same district.
I talked to someone that said Perrysburg was only a few points behind St. Ed's at one point. So
Really?
making it fairly close.
Wow. Our team score, we got Moeller, pretty much a done deal. 198 points, Springboro in second with 153, then Harrison with 126.5, Elder in fourth with 113.5, and LaSalle rounding out your top 5 with 90.5. So some separation between these teams with going into the finals here.
So right now, Lambert's doing a nice job riding Jack Britton, kind of controlling the match as time runs out in the first period.
I feel like I've been following Lambert since he was 4 years old, you know, coming through the youth stuff and been around forever, so.
Yeah, it's definitely a name you hear and have been hearing for years. Just peeking over at the Perrysburg district, we got St. Edwards has 295 points. Perrysburg's in second with 262.5. So a little bit of separation. I don't think Perrysburg's will be able to make up that difference, but next week at the state tournament, Perrysburg's probably hoping to get a little help from the rest of the state.
Right.
Take out some of those St. Ed's guys, because I was looking at their brackets and Ed's had a guy either in the finals or going for third and fourth in every weight. I think they might qualify their entire team.
So qualifying 14. Yeah.
Well, the big news, the Perrysburg wrestler jumped up 2 weight classes, right? So
Marcus Blaze.
Marcus Blaze.
Oh yeah, that's been the talk. That's unbelievable. Definitely shifted things in rankings favorably for a wrestler we'll be seeing coming up here soon, Kane Schauger from St. X. So hopefully get to see him get a state title.
Hey, and you got to respect Marcus Blaze to say, hey, I'm going to jump up 2 weight classes to make the team better.
Yeah.
And I know I can win a state title 2 weight classes heavier.
I mean, pound for pound, he's probably the best wrestler in the state of Ohio, so he could probably jump up to heavyweight if that was allowed and beat everybody. he was beating NCAA runner-ups as a junior in high school. So
Well, he was the Olympic alternate. You know, the last Olympics. I mean, in itself.
Yeah, pretty special. Pretty special.
I want to eat what he's eating. Pure protein. But Connor Lamber's here. Sorry to detour there for a minute, but Connor Lamber's with a 4-0 lead on Jack Bratton.
Yeah. Any idea how this match wound up last week? I got to believe it's probably pretty similar.
That's a good question. You brought that to my attention, Jerry. I thought you would have that.
I'm not as tech savvy as you are, Lou.
4-0 here with a few seconds left in the second period. Crowd a little loud there. 3rd and 4th place match. Moeller, Nacho Watson looks like he gets the pin and the win to take 3rd place, heading to the state tournament for him. But Lambert's clearly controlling this match.
Yeah. So
to the 3rd period here.
So it looks like Lambert's won 7-1 last week in the finals. So pretty controlling, just like he is now.
It's probably going to wind up about the same.
Well, we need Bratton to win here so we can keep our upset streak alive.
Right now, Bratton getting hit for stalling. Kind of backing up. Lambert's definitely controlling the pace of the match.
For the people watching from home, Springboro's got a singlet on, right? And Lambert's elder guys have a two-piece.
Yeah.
So not real popular, but they're allowed to wear the two-piece versus the singlet.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those here tonight, especially with the elder guys here, rocking that new look. I prefer the singlet still. I think it's a traditional.
I agree.
30 seconds left during the match. Lambert's in control, keeping the pressure on Jack Bratton of Springboro. I'm kind of surprised you don't see Jack Bratton maybe, getting after it a bit more. Right?
Throwing everything in the kitchen sink at him right now.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to go. Right. I mean, does it matter if it's a 4-0 match or if it's a 7-0 match? Like, go at it. He's still dominating fashion, 4-0.
Yep.
Connor Lambert's your winner. District champ, knocks off the returning district champ, who's bumped up a couple weights from last year, but very impressive to be, going back to the state tournament next year, see what he can do, try to get the podium.
Who we got coming up now, Lou?
Who do we got? We have Gale Ramirez of Moeller, 44-4 record, currently ranked 14th in the state, versus Gavin Boner of Harrison. He's currently ranked 19th in the state with a record of 45-4.
And it looks like we have the Loveland champion, sectional champion, Ramirez from Moeller, against Boner, who was the Middletown sectional champion last week. Both wrestlers come in with 4 losses. Should be a good match.
Yeah, Gael's a buddy of mine. Been following him since he was young. And he's real excited to be in the finals.
Ramirez?
Yep.
Yeah. I had a question. I was asking Jerry. He didn't know the answer to it, as usual. But Ramirez, was he a transfer in?
He transferred in from
West Claremont?
West Claremont,
Okay. I was I remember the name, but I don't remember where he was from. But yeah. Looks like he's got a new hairdo for this finals match.
Got the new hairdo going for this week.
And we got him wrestling another Slim Shady.
Gael's a junior, so
nice
have another year at Moeller.
Hook to a throw, no points. Good scramble, way to get his hips turned, and goes working around, maybe come over top and grab an ankle.
Going for that near cradle. Let's see if we can lock it up. Switches off to the...
You saw it, Jerry. I saw it.
There it is.
Nice takedown there. Wonder if these two wrestled each other in the Coaches Classic.
I was just wondering that same thing.
Yeah. I would imagine that.
You're Mr. Technology here.
Yeah, technology. Hey Siri.
Hey Siri.
Oh, she's listening. Actually, I don't know. She didn't give me the right answer.
Starting the second period. Ramirez of Moeller up 3-zip based on the takedown he got in the first period. Looks like he's about to get out. Hits a Grammy roll.
Coming out the back.
He's going to get at least 2 and maybe some back points here.
Right here, I'm looking for a tricep trap, looking for a cradle, or Turk that leg right there on the bottom, that low leg. But he's going to secure the takedown, or the reversal here. And he's got a nice deep bar in there right now.
Some good wrestling there with that bar and looking for a tilt.
Got to make sure he keeps that at 90 degrees with the spine.
Yeah. What's the Harrison wrestler got to do here in this situation?
Well, not give up his arm for the bar, for sure. I mean, that would be...
Well, how do you work that out?
Well, how do you get out of this? That's a good question. Well, you hope for a potentially dangerous... Because once the guy's got a deep bar in, it's tough to get out. I mean, it is tough to get out.
Pull the old, your shoes untied.
Or like sneak out of bounds a little bit. If you're close to the edge, try to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
And he's got that claw ride.
Yep. Oh, hits a little hip over. Nice.
Corner with the 2-point reversal.
Puts him back in the match here, so.
Yep, yeah.
Let's see if we can get a quick turn here. So he's riding a deep half. See if he can score some points off. It looks like it's going to be tough. He's going to have to go out of bounds if he's going to get the right angle. And
replay there.
about 10 seconds left in the second period. Ramirez up from Moeller, 5-2 over owner of Harrison. This is the 132-pound district finals.
Heading into the third period here. Zabin's going to take down Wright, looking to escape, and then to get a takedown to win it, right? So
get the escape, then take down to win it. Yep.
Yep.
See if he can do it. He did have a nice reversal earlier. Looks like he's going to get the escape, and he does.
Making that 5-3, and as we mentioned, you know, with the 3-point takedown, if he got a takedown, that would put him in the lead. But lots of time left here in the third period.
And the only takedown being scored so far was from Ramirez.
Are you serious? Come on, TJ! Game it away.
Ramirez going to start. Still have to stay active here, even though he's winning by 2.
That's terrible.
Got about a minute left in the third period.
And for a drag there.
Oh, nice.
That's what we talked about.
Two-step throw by Gavin Bonner Harrison. Gets the takedown.
Gale's got 30 seconds to make something happen here.
Ramirez getting the 1-point escape to tie it up. Oh! Bonner tries to duck under, but instead gets taken down.
Good job there for Ramirez.
You're a district champion. Final score 12-6. Ramirez of Moeller.
Action to the end there. Good action.
Yeah, that was exciting. That was an exciting match. That's what you like to see.
Yeah.
Got it again.
Oh, caught him. Tried to hit a little boot scoot there.
Yeah, tried a little duck under.
Hey, I'm glad he tried it, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Kane Schauger, St. Xavier with a record of 34-2, wrestling against
Matthew Wright
of Miamisburg.
record of 34-8. Schauger, returning state placer. He was third last year as a freshman. Returning to the state tournament this year. He is currently ranked number 1 in the state at 138 pounds with that move we were talking about earlier with Marcus Blaze of Perrysburg moving up 2 weight classes. opens up the door for this weight class.
Yes. Go ahead.
Know both these guys, right? And certainly, I think we all agree Kane's probably one of the best kids here at the districts.
Yeah, pound for pound, I believe he's ranked top 3 in his class. And not to take anything away from Matthew Wright, but I don't see this match lasting entirely too long. Schauger's been on the mat for maybe pinned in the semi-match in what, 20 seconds?
26 seconds.
26
and then
seconds. Tech followed in his match before that, and I think he pinned his first guy in about 20-something seconds.
He did.
So.
Yep.
Dominating fashion, and I don't.
He's racking up the points real quick here.
Yeah, it's,
on his way to
with
a.
the new points, it's already 9.
Yep.
What is that?
And he's going to
11.
go. Probably going to go for the tech fall.
First period tech fall.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you see now with these new points.
Yeah, and
Pulls the
Kane
arm
is
back.
he's so good on top. So good on top.
It's
Now he's going to go for the pin. See if he can secure it. He's got plenty of time. 30
pin or a
seconds.
tech. It's going to be 15 after
He's
these
going to
four.
go for
He's
the
gonna get
pin, knowing Kane. There it
Hey,
is.
look at that. That's Ryan Carroll. Look at him. St. X grad.
Brian Carroll, third place state finisher himself.
Yeah.
He made that look easy, didn't
Yeah, he
Kane?
did.
Yeah, he's so slick, right? He's got an awesome high crotch.
Fortunately for Ryan, they don't have to ask any questions about him, making a biased call for the St. X wrestler. I mean,
Yeah,
that was.
there were
that
no
was-
questions.
Yeah, there are no questions with that one. It
Right.
was going to be a tech or a pin there.
Yeah, I talked to Kane before. He's a 3.4 grade point average kid, so smart. All these kids are fairly smart, So,
Yeah, I think he wants to go to Lehigh. I think it was, that was a school, at least now, that was of interest to him.
big time engineering school up there in Lehigh Valley in PA.
Right.
Yeah. Talking to his dad, I think he also mentioned Cornell, NC State, Michigan was on his list.
Talking to his dad beforehand, he's looking to continue to do training at some of these regional training centers. Ohio State has a regional training center. His dad said Michigan, maybe been in contact with them coming up there doing some training. So excited for him. You wrestle college kids, only get better.
Yeah.
Only get better.
Well, that's Marcus Blaze.
Yep.
Referencing him again,
Yep.
And then you had the LaSalle wrestler who was returning state champion at 190. What was his name? He opted.
Oh, yes, Carson Thomas.
Carson Thomas opted just to wrestle college opens
Yeah.
his senior year and forfeit his high school senior year in terms of wrestling.
Otherwise, we'd be seeing him tonight.
Yes, we would. Fun thing about Kane, I was talking to him and his coach, and I guess they took second in some pickleball tournament.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
not just a wrestler, pickleball player. So,
Yeah, I've actually played pickleball with him and Aaron Cashman, our new head coach at St. X, and they're pretty good.
Jumped over here for a third and fourth place match with Wesley Allen of Lakota West, wrestling up against Tobias DeGlow, Fairmont.
Now there were two Allens, right?
There were. This is the younger brother,
Right.
Yeah.
The older one was the one who was returning state placer, I
turning
believe.
state placer, and unfortunately he had a tough match in the semifinal match, and had another tough one in the consolation semifinal match, and double dipped, and won't be going to the state tournament. But
yeah, you don't see that much. Normally, if you make it to the tournament, you're good enough to make it back. But that's the beauty of wrestling is, man, you got to be ready for every match.
Right.
So,
yep, you got to battle through that adversity. You lose one, and especially being in that semifinal match, you got to bounce right back. You got to have a short-term memory and just forget about that match. It's over and move on from there.
and we all wrestle. You guys know, man. If your whole goal all year is to be a district champ and then you lose, it messes up your mind a bit.
Yeah.
Now you got to
Takes a
refocus,
toll.
say, I'm not going to win it, but I clearly got to come back and
Right.
take third place. So.
Yeah, you just got to get to that. I mean, the goal, district champ is great, but the goal has got to be state title.
Yep.
And just because you weren't a district champ doesn't mean you won't be a state champ.
That's correct.
I've seen things happen, the state tournament, guys that weren't district champs have a great weekend and perform well, and then the matchups work out in their favor, and they get to the state tournament and they run through the bracket and they win a state title. So
I've seen guys who were the state alternate at districts, so getting 5th place, getting the opportunity to wind up wrestling at state because of an injury of somebody or sickness, and then running the gamut and placing at state that week. So
yeah, that's the other piece. Some different weight classes, different districts are a little more loaded than others. You might see a particular weight class that'll put 3, 4, maybe everybody on the podium, and then those northern districts especially do well with that.
And sometimes I look at, a 5th place alternate gets in, or a 4th place guy obviously gets in and says, I have nothing to lose. I'm just going to go out there and no stress, no one predicted me to place, and I'm just going to wrestle my matches.
Yeah.
And good things happen when you kind of let it fly.
Exactly, yeah. You said it, Don. When you're wrestling up against a guy that you're outmatched on paper and nobody's expecting you to win, you go out there and you just wrestle carefree, and you just you don't have any anxiety before your match, and you just kind of let it go.
I think it was Brian Zink, and I remember he finished 4th at districts, and going into the state tournament, he drew a number 1, so he won that match. Next thing you know, he runs the whole gamut through the tournament, wins state.
Yep.
Right.
It does happen.
Impressive.
I think
It's a new week.
Yeah, it's a new week. That's right.
44 pounds on mat number 5. Sam Lake from Little Miami versus Jack Carrasco.
Next up at 144, we have Hayden Cox from Moeller, sophomore, and he's going to go against Marshall Morency from Anderson. I know Marshall Morency was a state placer from.
He was placed 6th last year. He was a district champ last year. Actually beat King Schauger in the district finals last year, which was upset.
Exciting match. Remember that?
Yeah, this was a match I had circled on my bracket as well. Hayden Cox of Moeller is a sophomore. He had a great win in the semifinals, knocking off the 3rd-ranked guy in the state, Wyatt Brock of Harrison. Awesome match to watch. I look at analytics, which are huge nowadays, and I follow the Dubstat analytics, and they had that match. They had Cox 11% chance to win, so heavily favored Brock, and that's why you gotta show up to wrestle, and anything can happen. So,
And I think Brock came in with only 1 loss of the year.
He did, right?
And so pretty crazy that.
So, Don, do you know anything about Hayden Cox?
Yeah, I've known him since he's been young. A tough kid. Like I said, a lot of these kids started when they were youth. Going through the youth stuff over the years and coming up through junior high, and rolled around with Hayden a bunch last summer at open mats, and real tough kid.
Yeah, doesn't look like your traditional sophomore. He's pretty put together.
Got a chance to talk to Hayden. His favorite movie's Top Gun.
Ooh, the new one?
I imagine it's the original one. He didn't say which one, but I imagine it's the original one.
Yeah, I like the original. The new one, the Maverick, that one, that'll get you juiced up, ready for a wrestling match, right, Jerry?
Well, I've never seen it, so I cannot comment on that.
Okay. Not a Tom Cruise
look at
fan,
that.
but look at him.
Gets a 3-point takedown.
The takedown there.
Wow.
The other analytics I saw too, 5% chance to win this tournament. So.
And he could. Did he get back points there?
I don't see any.
No, did not get back.
Don't think
see any,
so.
but
He's still working on
maybe
it,
you're
though.
coming. Time, but he got the takedown. Important, huge takedown.
This could be your next upset right here.
And I've known the Morency family as well. You believe it or not, Marshall, he's a very, very good golfer.
Really?
Yep. Took 20th in the state of golf. He wants to play golf in college.
Nice.
Probably loves golf more than he loves wrestling.
Wow.
So
It's definitely a good hobby and a good skill to have.
Yeah.
The older you get, you can keep playing.
I wonder if he could help me with my slice.
Yeah, I bet he could. Oh, look at him. He just waited for him to sit out and hit him with a head and arm, but he didn't finish it. I think his nickname's Eminem. Marshall Morency, like Marshall Mathers? No? Jerry, you don't even know who that is, do you?
Not sure about that,
You
Lou.
don't know who that is.
You guys probably know Morency family. He has an older brother and a younger brother, right? Both of them very, very good wrestlers in their own right.
You know, the older brother wound up getting hurt his senior year, if I remember right. He was like really strong, and something happened where I think at the state tournament.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he wound up not placing his senior year, but I thought he had placed prior to that.
I think you're right. Yep.
In Cox right now on an head inside single. Let's see if he can finish this. Circling right. Switches off left.
Tough to go back to a little cutback.
Morency's got to amp it up here a little bit. It's about 40 seconds left in the second period. He's down 4-zip.
Oh, nice
There
little
we go.
misdirection, low shot. Coming around to cover. Morency doing a good job. Flipping the hips. Staying in tight. He doesn't want to give him any space to work out. Just keep that head buried. What I'm trying to do here, get some elevation here, come out the back. Got to pick that.
It's like a stalemate situation.
Yeah, if he can get his head out and get his arm around the body, getting close to that takedown here, secured. He's got the leg hook.
Scramble continues, the time runs out. There we go. Morency chooses down to start the third period. So obviously he's going to have to get at least one and then 3 takedown to tie it up.
I think I see Morency's dad there chomping on that gum there, Matt's side.
Yep.
Two minutes here. Little
Granby
Granby
roll.
roll, nice.
Gets the one.
Did the first part of it right. He got that one escape. Now he's looking for that takedown.
Yeah, takedown now ties it up with that 3-point takedown. Shuck to a shot, no. Morency now in on the head inside shot. Wizard with Cox. Oh.
Potentially dangerous.
Yep. Protect the knees.
Clock's still running.
Uh-oh.
They did not catch the clock that was still
Put
running.
some more time back on that. I think the Anderson coaches are on it.
And Hayden's going to have to continue wrestling, you know. Stay aggressive.
Yeah, I don't think either guy's been warned yet for stalling, so. See the pace and the action pick up here a little bit as we move inside a minute.
Nice flurry of activity. Let's see if he can.
Under a minute here.
Hayden on a nice head inside single. Let's see if he can finish it here.
Oh,
He does.
nice.
Gets a
job
3
there.
takedown.
There's that upset. We want it again.
Yep, he stayed aggressive there and got that takedown, putting it score at 7-1.
How about that?
20 seconds left. Morency's got an uphill battle here if he's going to pull it off.
Hayden Cox been the aggressor the whole match. Look at him, going to win a district title from Moeller. How about that?
Good job. I knew Hayden was on a mission this year, right?
Yeah, we'll be hearing that name for a few more years now.
2 more years, probably.
Yep.
There's that single again. Inside single, lifts, back trip. 3
Nice
takedown.
finish, yep.
And you guys know the crazy thing at Moeller is you got Hayden. Below him is Gale, who just won.
Yeah.
and now you got London Murphy above him.
Right.
So those guys making each other better in the room.
Moeller has quite a few here in the finals going for district titles. We saw a couple already, and they had a total of 6 going for first and 10 going to state.
Pretty incredible.
So London Murphy, a returning state finalist, wasn't he?
You are correct, Jerry.
State runner-up last year. Yep. London was the state runner-up.
State runner-up last year. He was 5th as a freshman 2 years ago. 3 years ago.
It's
Currently ranked as the number 2 wrestler at 150 pounds. As we mentioned again, you're going to hear this name a lot. Marcus Blaze moved up to 150 pounds. He's now the number 1 guy. London Murphy is put a target on his back.
He's going against Isaiah Nichols, who's only got 3 losses himself. He comes in at 40-3. Having pretty much dominated his side of the bracket.
Yes, he pinned. No. Tech fall, decision, and a pin, yeah.
Yep.
London Murphy already with a takedown. 3-0. Working some crossbody and some cradles, and we might have a cradle locked up already.
So good on top.
Yeah, he does a lot of work with the pretties, I know that. And they are a cradling family.
Yeah, buddies with both these guys. I know Isaiah's going to Quincy College in Illinois, a D2 school.
Okay.
Going to major in finance.
Nice, I'm glad you have a little information on where they're going. Murphy, is he trying to wrestle?
He's going to Ohio Northern.
Okay.
So
very nice.
Has a 3.5 GPA, gonna major in computer engineering.
There's a cradle right there, right?
There. I would look for it, but he's got a little something different going.
You got it.
So both guys heading to college.
Oh, he's pretty flat.
Yeah, I think this could be game
Bottom
over.
knee, just
got to put that knee in the side.
Yep. You got 30 seconds to adjust.
He's got plenty of time to adjust. Get the
some
fall
point,
here.
pull that back into you. No, he's going to let it go and try it again.
It's going to take the 4 near fall points. Maybe try and turn him again.
Bro, stop messing with it. You already got
Looks like he's going to be content just to ride the first period out with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, both these guys rolled around the off season. I know Isaiah came over to Moeller open mats throughout the summer, and they've got a chance to roll around with each other in the off season, which is good.
Nichols in on a nice low single. Let's see if he can convert this to points.
Why you taking pictures of little girls?
Murphy's so good defensively, you know.
Yep.
You thought Nichols had that shot. He was low. It was in deep, but just got a little extended, and Murphy took complete advantage of that. Asserting some dominance here, 10-0. Probably going to see another cradle.
Right there would be the time. You got a near cradle, you got a far cradle.
Yeah, he just kind of drapes himself over that side and just waits for the opponent to kind of forget that a cradle might be coming. There's Jerry again taking pictures over there. Look at him. Blue shorts, Jerry. Those are awesome.
It'll be me in the spring.
Got the tank top on, showing those muscles off.
Look at them.
Great.
We go. This
There it
tricep
is.
trap.
He's got it.
Let's see what's coming next. Jerry, can you guess? A, B, or C?
Well,
cradle, or cradle?
There it is, right there.
There.
And
Boom.
then bounce.
Is this one going to do it?
No, he's got
the
that
bottom
inside
knee.
shoulder up.
Yeah.
He's got that inside shoulder up.
Yeah. Got to adjust that bottom knee. It's underneath him right now, kind of.
He's going to get 4 more points, which will put him within 1 point of a tech fall here.
Jerry got a good picture. I see him checking it out. Look at him.
He's got 30 seconds.
Isaiah, at this one point, he's got to get to his base. He's got to get to his feet, right? Easier said than done, but got to find a way to get up to his feet.
Yeah, get a point. Get your. Oh, back trip. 14, one more turn will do it.
Well, it's probably going to choose to
Bottom.
either bottom or just go neutral, right?
He's going to choose bottom, so the escape will do it for a technical fall. You know, with the new point system, I wonder if they're going to look at readjusting the tech fall. If 15 will be the same, or if they want to bump that up a little.
I hope they don't bump it
I
up. It
listened
kind of
on
defeats
Flow
the purpose.
Wrestling. They mentioned that as well, and the thought was, at this point, they're not.
Yeah.
But maybe something down the road.
Right. Yeah. I just see points. A lot more points, and spreads are a lot more evident. Bonus points. I was talking to one of the refs, and he mentioned, you know, with the new point system, he feels like there's not been as many overtime matches.
Now wrestling for fifth place at 150.
Which is good. I mean, the whole purpose is to make it more exciting, more action. A lot of times, late in the season like this, in the past, the kids would kind of play to that overtime match, right? And then take it all the way to ride or die.
We're going to continue on here. We got some more GCL wrestlers. We have Holden Hoon of LaSalle versus Joey Dulio of Elder.
Hoon is a senior with a record of 43-5. He is a 3-time state placer. He was second as a freshman, 7th as a sophomore, 3rd as a junior.
Hoping to win it this year. He is ranked number 1 currently at 157 pounds.
And his opponent, Joey Dulio,
Ranked 5th in the state of Ohio.
It's a nice takedown there by Hoon.
Hoon also going for his 4th district title, the only one in the field, which is a huge accomplishment.
Crazy thing is, Holden, you could probably look back, he was a lighter weight a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he's kept gaining weight and still finding success as he gets heavier.
Absolutely,
so good for him.
Freshman, I think he was as a freshman when he was a runner-up. I think he was 106, maybe 113.
It was 106.
106, yeah. Forget who he lost to, but just to get to, it might have been Marcus Blaze, honestly. He might have wrestled him when he was when they were both smaller and younger. Don, you know any future aspirations for Holden?
I didn't get a chance to talk to him, so not sure.
I would imagine something in wrestling. I mean, he's got a bright future. He's been successful.
I wonder if he wrestled in any of the college opens this year.
You know, his opponent, Joe Dulio, I'm very happy to see him back on the mat. I was at the CIT, the Catholic Invitational Tournament, earlier back in January, and you know, he had an injury and it looked pretty serious, and was worried about him not being able to come back and finish his senior year. So I'm very happy to see. You know, it's definitely still looks like it's a lingering injury there with his right arm taped up, but good to see him back out there and going back to the state tournament.
That's awesome.
I believe Elder they have 4 state qualifiers, and I think we saw all 4 of them in the finals, so they'll have a good draw coming out of the district.
Both wrestlers, it's their senior year, both coming in with 5 losses. Makes me wonder who Holden Hoon lost to. Probably Iron Man, maybe, or
I think they.
You didn't wrestle him, did you? Jerry, Don, you guys didn't?
I did not.
I have not. No.
Yeah. How do you think that would have turned out?
Well, it's a good thing he chose not to wrestle me.
3-0 Holden Hoon, the lead right now. You know, I thought he was going to be at the same weight as London Murphy, and that was going to be a
battle royale.
That was going to be the match. But I thought he was at 150 earlier in the year. Now he's been up at 157, and fortunately for him, I think that weight class is looking favorable for him to win a title.
It'd be interesting to see how Cincinnati does this year in terms of state titles. I know we have. You had mentioned a couple of kids that are ranked number 1. See if they can take that through.
Yeah. Well, we have Schauger, got a chance. Hoon here. Springboro,
Murphy.
Kowalski, Murphy.
And Murphy will have Blaze, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
so
say.
It'd be a tough finals if they're on opposite sides.
If I'm looking at analytics, it's probably not going to be in his favor, but anything can happen.
Speaking of London, I know he wrestled Bo Bassett
Oh yeah.
this year too, and it tells you how good London is. Bassett's like a step above that. So
Yeah. He committed to Iowa, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Marcus Blaze going to Penn State, so got to get some of these homegrown guys to stick around in Ohio.
Jack Forrest is going to Oklahoma State. So.
There we go. At least they're going to different places,
Different
and
places.
Penn State's not just reloading because they have potentially 8 or 9 national champs this year.
Yeah. Holden controlling this match. 7-0.
Just got another takedown.
Working on a claw chop. He's going to attack that weakness of the right arm a little bit. Working on a spiral ride here. Just eating up some clock with a 7-0 lead.
A lot of good riding on top. It's not just riding to ride. All these guys we've been watching on top are truly working every second to put the opponent on their back.
Kind of getting ready for college, right?
Yep.
Where you get the additional point for riding time.
Yep.
That's always been the biggest thing between Ohio and Pennsylvania. I feel like Pennsylvania produces those top riders, whereas Ohio's kind of been criticized for being more of a neutral wrestling style on your feet.
Was riding time a thing in New Jersey?
In Pennsylvania?
It's not in Pennsylvania,
It's not,
but it is in New Jersey.
Is it?
There's riding time in New Jersey.
Oh, the Dulio's in a shot and got a cradle.
Got that near cradle.
Oh, near side cradle for a split second. Hoon did a
Came
good job
close to a
to
takedown, did not get it.
defend that. Scramble out of bounds there.
Fought off the takedown.
Yeah. We talked about top bottom. When I grew up in Pennsylvania, we worked half our practice top bottom.
Yeah.
Although it's boring as can be, everybody wants to work takedowns. Our coach made us work top bottom.
Right.
And I think that makes the difference. We're so good on our feet in Ohio, and if you watch practices, we spend 3/4 of our time working on our feet. So.
Yeah. No, I think it's super important to be able to work off the top, and it's an equalizer, right? You need something to turn. You need a situation. If you're not the most savvy or quick-footed one on the feet, so you can get your choice and you choose top. And if you're a turner and you're a hammer on top, it'll pay dividends, and you'll be able to make up that gap.
You can also use it to control the tempo of the match, obviously.
And just wear your opponent down.
Right.
Just suck all that energy out of them.
You see Holden Hoon doing that.
Yeah.
As we speak. Up 10-0, third period, about 35 seconds left.
Right. Yeah, it's exhausting being on bottom and just you try all you can and you're trying to get angles and trying to get separation and you just can't get out, and it defeats you physically. It also defeats you mentally.
Yep, it sucks your energy, that's for sure.
Yeah, when a guy's just able to just control the top and you just can't get out no matter what you do, it wears on you. And just like he did, 10-0, it's going to be a 4-time district champ. I don't know how many of those we have around here. Or have had.
Interesting to see. Not many.
I can't think of one off the top
I want to
of my
say
head.
maybe
Really
Corey
Weinberg.
Shy. Remember Corey Shy? I think was
that's
a
a good.
four-timer.
Another LaSalle Lancer. Yeah, I was gonna try to go back to Willie Weinberg, but I think you're right with Corey Shy. That's a good guess. I'm trying to think of anybody. I go to my immediate Moeller wrestlers, LaSalle guys of late.
I know Joey Ward was a 2-time state champ, but he was only at Moeller for the 2 years.
Right.
So, I don't know. I know Corey Shy was, but good. It's probably on Baum's page, maybe somewhere. Who knows?
What's our stat keeper here, Jerry?
You are a technical wizard here,
yeah.
Lou.
I'm
kind of where we lean on you.
I'm in the analytics, and I just copy and paste those off of the dub stat.
But that was an awesome match. Holden clearly controlled that entire 6 minutes.
Next up, we have
Who do we got here, Jerry?
Jack Hoffman at 165 from Springboro. Senior comes in at 40-7, and he's going to be going up against Austin Dibzinski from Little Miami, who's a senior, and he is 32-5. Zabinski being number 2 in his sectional, losing to Josh Allen from Lakota West, who, by the way, was knocked out of the tournament here. So
Well, he's wrestling for 5th and 6th, so it could be a state alternate.
It could be an alternate. Okay.
Won't be.
Will not be an automatically in terms of top 4. Right.
Hoffman returning state placer 2 years ago. He was 8th 2 years ago. I want to say was he injured last year? I don't remember.
Not sure.
Yeah. Kapinski, a Little Miami guy. How about that?
Yeah.
He was a state alternate last year, so he set his goal last year, heartbreak. And this year was able to make it happen, and he's going to the state tournament. Extremely proud and excited for this kid.
Yep.
I know he was excited when he won in the semis. I don't know if he was excited more or if his coach was more excited. I think I saw his coach almost jump out of the gym.
It's always awesome for a coach to say, hey, at least I'm taking one guy to the state tournament.
Yeah.
Right. Instead, I'm going to watch. Now I'm going to be able to go and coach. So it's always exciting to get a kid there. And
just
of course, Moeller and Springboro has a ton of kids there. So
Yeah, Moeller almost brought their whole team, which is nice for their room.
I think this year is going to be a really interesting state tournament. If there's ever been a chance to try to knock off St. Ed's,
Perrysburg.
It could happen, possibly, right? As you mentioned, you're going to need help from the rest of Ohio, though.
Yeah.
You always look at it as numbers, right? So like in St. Ed's gets their entire team there, and they all score points. It's hard to get those points if you're only bringing 5, 6, 7 guys.
Yeah, and they're gonna put 5, 6, 7 guys in the finals as well. So that's a big hill to climb for everybody else in the state. But hopefully we can help Perrysburg out and maybe see a little upset this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
Knock off the old evil empire, as they call it. But we got a scoreless match here. First period still with Hoffman and Dipzinski.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is. Dipzinski. I believe Hoffman's currently ranked number 2 at this weight class, and Dipzinski is ranked 10th.
But again, that depends on the rankings you look at, and I can kind of throw those out the window here at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
Dibzinski actually only had a 32% chance to qualify based on the Dubstat analytics and a 1% chance to win, but he's right here in this match. It's only 3-0 in the first period, and it's anybody's match with a takedown away.
Yeah, good for him.
Oh, he just cut a half right there.
Late, time's out. No points, I don't believe. Oh, he did get a 2 swipe, huh?
You got at least 2.
Yep.
Yeah, you did get 2. Yep. Here it is again. Sinks it in, catches him.
Kind of quit wrestling on the edge of the mat. You gotta.
That's pretty dangerous, right?
Yeah. You gotta keep wrestling. I mean, your whole body's almost inbound still. He was inbounds. Maybe he thought the time was out.
We haven't talked about that too. The back point rules changed this year as well. 2, 3, 4 back points, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah. It used to be you hold them there 2 seconds, you get 2-point near fall. If you hold them at least 5 seconds, you got 3 points. Now it's you hold them 2 seconds, 2 points, 3 seconds, 3 points, 4 seconds, 4 points. Of course, if they yell out at that point, you get a 5th point for the near fall. Scoring some back points here. Looks like Jack Hoffman.
Making that a quick 10-0 match.
Wow. Yeah, that was a fast 10-0, right? Going for the Merkel. See if he gets it. He gets it.
He got it.
Got a 2 swipe, I think.
Oh, so here we go. Ed's qualified 13.
My
Their
goodness.
heavyweight is wrestling for 5th and 6th. So they have 13 wrestlers.
Watch him get in as the alternate.
Right. Blaze, he had a 10 in 13 seconds tech fall. Then he only won 13-3 in the semis, and then he tech falled in the finals. And that's bumping up too. I think he probably weighs only about 140 pounds still.
Well, who kept him at 10-3? Who was that?
Mannix Wasco of North Royalton. But this match here is a tech fall.
Yeah, dominant
Wow.
there, 18-2.
Yeah. All right, so that's why he's ranked number 2 in the state. And he actually had a tough semi match against Josh Allen, who, Jerry, I believe you spoke of earlier. Tough match. He was losing late and was able to rally and come back and won that match. And then, unfortunately, Josh Allen had a tough match in the wrestlebacks as well and wasn't able to bounce back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You want to see a kid who's been to the tournament get back
he was
there.
a placer, too. He was returning placer. He was on the podium, and his little brother is going to be going, so hopefully he'll be able to train him and get him ready for it. And
his brother gets the bragging rights at home for a little while, I guess.
yeah.
Right here, we're watching the 3rd place match. Moore versus, is that Sydney?
No, that is Butler.
Butler, okay.
Moeller currently with a 7-4 lead. This is Noah Evans versus Crump. Braylon Crump.
Yeah, I rolled around with Evans a little bit. One of the strongest wrestlers I've ever grabbed.
His build looks a lot like Hayden Cox, who we saw earlier, too. Just a little bit bigger.
Yep, so strong.
The other thing with Ed's I saw, I think they had 12 in the finals. So they're bringing 13. They had 12 in the finals. I did see a few of their lighter weights, though. They did lose, so they're not going to have 12. Oh, there we go. A little pancake action. They're not going to have 12 district champs. So
He's going to have to hold him and pull it back.
So maybe there is some striking distance for Perrysburg to make something happen. Team score-wise, Ed's 312.5, Perrysburg 283. So they are right there. And with a little help from my friends
Right.
in
From
Ohio,
Southwest Ohio.
Yeah.
hopefully we can see something exciting happen up at the state tournament next week.
There's that hip toss again.
Yep, nice.
Unfortunately, we won't be there. Well, we'll be there, but we won't be covering the action.
With a weight cross, right? Yep.
Yeah, 14-4 here, looking good for Noah.
Butler kind of been bouncing around between Division I and Division II. I think this is their first year back at Division I, correct? They were down in Division II a few years. And then the other thing, Ross was Division I last year. Did they move back to Division II?
I believe they did.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't like it up here in Division I. They weren't having as much success, were they?
Then, of course, the big story is St. Paris Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Going from Division II down to Division III.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Jeez, Jerry.
Did not hear that.
Rock. Come on, everybody.
Poked my head out for this
Oh,
weekend.
good.
Great.
Moving right along up to 175 pounds. We have Colin Woldridge of LaSalle, a junior, coming in with a record of 34-6. He is a returning state placer. Last year he was 5th. He is currently ranked 3rd at the weight class, and he is wrestling against Nate Boston of Loveland, who has a record of 40-6, currently ranked 16th. But as we've seen tonight, these records or these rankings don't really matter a whole lot. It depends on who shows up and who's ready to wrestle.
That's right. Pretty much, this is the second season, so everybody starts out equal, right? Trying to qualify for state and then trying to place a state.
But Woldridge is asserting some dominance here early with a takedown. His name almost doesn't fit on that script there.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of letters in there.
Just working that bar arm. Let's see if we can turn it. Got to step up under that arm.
We saw one LaSalle wrestler get his
He's got it right
title,
there.
and this one might be.
Needs to settle back.
Oh,
Catches the head. This could be
early.
over.
Yeah, he's got that wrist too underneath. Look at that.
There it is.
Oh.
Nice.
District
First period fall. A minute 02. Your winner,
Yeah.
Woldridge from LaSalle.
And again, we talk about iron sharpens iron. I'm sure Colin and Holden work out together, right? Make each other better.
Right.
So the power of having good training partners.
And maybe their former teammate works out with them too. I don't know.
Carson.
Carson
Yep.
Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in the school, so
Right.
you would think. Yeah, I wonder where LaSalle would be if they had him in the lineup here. That's a good point to bring up there. Right now they're in 5th with 95.5 points. You know, you got to think you would add another,
20 to 30 points maybe
I would
in
think
the
so,
tournament
yeah.
style here.
Yep.
It would pop them up to about 3rd, 2nd or 4th or 3rd here.
Right now we're looking at Zane Stevens of Butler, freshman actually. Came in with a record of 11 wins and 6 losses.
Wow.
Yeah. It's impressive.
And he was a
and he's
4th.
going
He
to
was
state.
4th out of
Go back.
sectionals, huh?
That may be love. Go back one. Is it 190? I think
Oh, is that 190? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's the,
I was going to say, I think this is Jace
190 is
Love, right?
coming up.
Yeah, he's a buddy
I
of
was
mine.
about to say, this kid got 4th at
Correction.
sectionals. Woo!
Correction.
Jerry, get your readers on.
Jace Love,
There you
Butler.
go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sophomore. Also a sophomore.
Okay. I feel like
Right?
the Love name.
Yeah.
They
the
got. There's
Butler
like 3
program has been
brothers.
around,
It's like they've been around forever. So good family.
And he's wrestling an Oak Hills wrestler who is. Let's look here.
You can't take a guy with the last name
Brady
Love
Singler.
lightly, right, Jerry?
Brady Singler.
Brady
Right.
Singler.
Oak Hills senior.
Yep.
Comes in 25-5. It's
No.
funny. Some of these wrestlers you see come in with 25 wins. Others have 48, 50 wins. Right. Depending on how many
That is the new
team
norm.
tournaments, right?
Yeah, that is the new norm. You see 40 to 50 matches kind of being the standard number of matches in a year.
I know when
barring any injuries or illness.
we took a team to the West Virginia duels, Wheeling duels, our wrestlers got 9 matches.
In 2
Yep.
days.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
5 in one day, 4 in another, and it's.
And they could have had 6 and 6, as many as 6 and 6.
You can do 6 in a day. I thought 5 was the limit.
They moved that up this year to 6.
Okay.
We had 7
Interesting. I didn't know that one.
Right. I mean, it just keep aggregating the numbers, right?
Well, I remember the name Opfer out of what is it, St. Vincent, St. Mary's, or one of those schools. Their family and everybody in their family had 200 plus wins in high school, and I'm just like, how do you get that many matches?
Well, I remember Nate Carr. If you remember the name Nate Carr, he was from Erie,
Yeah.
PA, and those guys came in to state tournament with like 70 wins.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they wrestled. And I don't think there was a point system then of how much you could wrestle.
That's David Carr's dad.
They came into the state with a ton of matches.
Yeah, I feel like a couple years ago you would see some guys in the state finals with that record around 60-0, 60-1.
Yeah, for third here, I talked to Brady's mom. It's first time he's qualified for the state tournament. Whether he takes third or fourth here, they're excited that he qualified here as a senior.
Absolutely.
Been trying for years to get there.
Yeah, huge accomplishment. And,
yep.
You know, anything can happen next week.
Absolutely.
Score 5-0 in favor of Jace Love.
Yeah, I got a chance to go up to Butler for a bit. They had Sunday night open mats and live wrestling, and got a chance to roll around with some of those Butler guys. And man, they're tough.
Yeah,
awesome.
they're always a perennial program that feeds out a lot of good talent and numbers. You know, I was looking around the district. Kind of just been some change of tide with some programs. Hope to see kind of bounce back here in the years to come. You know, Mason seems to be down a little bit this year.
Fairfield definitely, yeah.
Lebanon, they had good numbers coming into districts, but I didn't see any Lebanon wrestlers get through, unfortunately. But they always have a lot of numbers, so I'm sure they'll be able to come back. And those other programs, I hope to see them come back as well.
Yeah, my surprise was Fairfield had 0 points. You know, and that's normally would have a couple guys scoring points. Last time I looked, they
had 2 qualifiers, so that's.
But things goes in waves. But you know, as you guys know, you got to have a good youth program. You got to get them through the middle school, and you got to keep that group together coming into high school.
Go moving right along. Now at 190 pounds, we have Matt Kowalski, a returning state champion from a year ago with a record of 40-3, wrestling against Bratton Dulio of Harrison, who is a junior with a record of 35-12. This match might be over quickly as well.
Kowalski's got him on his back right now with a hip toss. And
didn't
he's looking to
anticipate this
secure
lasting long. He's a hammer.
But he is a hammer, yes.
Didn't he have what we talked about, a 10-second pin?
Oh, did he?
His first match, quarterfinal match, 10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds, right.
Unbelievable.
Right, well, his first round match was 28 seconds. Second round match, 10 seconds. And third match, he tech fold, so, 19-1.
Yeah, and who knows, that might have been in the first period.
Correct, yeah.
So he might have been on the mat for 2 minutes this weekend. Maybe.
He's already up 7-1. There's 30 seconds gone from the first period.
Yeah, he's looking to win a second state title. Senior, imagine he's probably going somewhere next year.
Yeah, I haven't heard. But man,
he's getting a tilt in here.
Maybe could pin him with a tilt here.
He could.
As I said, was a returning state champion.
14-1 right now.
2 years ago.
If he gets another quick turn here, the match is over.
Wow. And we're only a minute 15 seconds into the match.
Right.
Impressive.
There it is, right there.
Scoot over to the St. X match, Jerry. You might know a little information on this guy.
Quite possibly. Looks like he's going to get his points here. There it is. Unless he transitions to a pin.
Wow, made that look easy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right.
Tech fall in a minute and 36 seconds.
Yep.
That's fine. Kowalski's he ranked number 1 in the state going into next week?
I believe so. Mr. Analytics, is he Kowalski?
Yeah, he's number 1 right now. I think he has a St. Ed's wrestler at his weight class, as most probably do, ranked number 2 of one of the Miller brothers. He beat one last year.
So right now we're looking at St. Xavier's Rocco Pusateri against, I'm actually trying to figure out who that is.
I think that's Hellman
Oh, yeah,
Hellman from Loveland.
Oh, Hellman from Loveland. Or Hellman. Caleb Hellman, there it is.
Yep. Who's in control of this match, 11-1.
About 30 seconds left in the second period. There's going to be 3 points. We're going to get 14-1. See if we can, if he gets a turn here, he'll get the tech fall. Just going for the 2-on-1 barbed wire, butcher, or bundle, depending on what your name preference is.
Yeah, following Kate up a little bit, he's one that's broken some records over at Loveland. I think most pins in a season, and one of those guys I think got over 150 wins. So
Really?
been around a long time, but there's the 5th and 6th place match going on here.
That's Ronnie Butler. Who's that? Ronnie Butler of Xenia and a Miamisburg wrestler. Mr. Tristan Hatfield.
Yeah. And again, we talked about important to maybe take that 5th place, so if something does happen, they can get into the state tournament. So
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're still going to the state tournament, you know, with the hopes of getting in. So you're still making weight. You're still practicing all week.
would there be a chance that the 6th place guy could get in?
You know, that's funny because I've seen it where the alternate doesn't show up. So if out of your district, so we're in the Kettering district, if let's say the 5th place alternate doesn't actually show up to the state tournament, they don't go to the 6th place. They then put the other 3 districts in a hat and just pull one out randomly, and hopefully they're there.
Yeah.
That goes on until they find somebody. I guess it could, in theory.
Yeah. But
go
it'd
to
be
the
a
6th
long way
place.
down.
Yeah. I know Rocco Pusateri, although he just got teched, the fact that he made it to state this year, his junior year, is he had an exceptional year in that regard.
Good for him.
Now, wrestling for 5th place.
All right, this was one of the matches I had circled on my bracket as well. I had 3, and this one is a sectional rematch. It is a district rematch of a year ago between Aiden Wymer of Springboro and Will Atkins of Moeller. Last year, Wymer beat him there at the district championship last year. He beat him last week at sectionals, and he's hoping to do it again. Oddly enough, though, Will Atkins is a returning state runner-up.
Yep, so don't take nothing away from him. He's coming in to say, hey, got beat a couple times, but I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it this weekend.
And congratulations to Will Atkins. This is his 4th time qualifying for the state tournament. Placed 6th 2 years ago and was a runner-up last year. Aiden Wymer was 8th 2 years ago and 6th last year. He holds a record of 32-2, and Atkins with a record of 21-4. A little lighter on the matches this year with football season running long and battled a couple injuries.
Yes, battled some injuries.
state runner-up in football this year. He'll be continuing his football career at Ashland University.
Yeah, I talked to his mom a little bit over the last couple weeks, and he's like, sure he doesn't want to wrestle, and I'm like, I bet he may
They let him
do both, you know, maybe at some point, but he loves football. He loves football, so.
Some things that kind of go hand in hand, especially in his position. Was he defensive lineman?
I believe so, yep.
I remember when Lou Miller, who placed at state for St. X twice, went off to Columbia University, and he signed to play football, and wrestling season came around, and he couldn't resist it. He winds up playing football 4 years and wrestling all 4 years.
There you go.
And I'm sure Columbia is not an easy workload from a school standpoint either.
That's right.
Zero match here with the first period winding down. What we got? Blood? We got a blood.
That's about as even as they come that first period. Both guys trying to fight for control, and
I think Will had a match at state last year with blood time that almost ran out. He was the last match.
He was wrapped up, wasn't he, with the tape?
Right. Friday night or Saturday night, and it was the last match of the night. And you know, there was his family, Moeller supporters, and then his opponent. And I think that might have been everybody that was in the arena still. That's how long this match.
Weren't you there?
I don't know. You probably drugged me out of there because you had to go. You got a date or something.
We were there announcing.
No, this was Friday or Saturday night. Time winding down, no score still. So come down to whose choice here to score that first point. It's going to be Green, Wymer. He chooses bottom.
I've seen a few at Atkins matches over the last few years. Seems like a lot of times it's not unusual to go down the wire.
Yeah.
Oh, his semi-match was exciting. He was down, kept battling back, and got the winning takedown late. But yeah, he had to fight through some things there, being down a couple times. I know Jerry was excited. He was getting pretty animated up here in the stands as we were watching together.
Oh, it was an exciting match, Lou.
Yeah,
I'm all about the exciting
9-8,
matches.
I think the final score was. So right now it's just 1-0. Wymer. I think he won 4-1 last week at sectionals, and last year he won like 5-3, something like that.
So you know this one's going to be fairly close as well.
Right.
Sure is.
I'm going to predict overtime right now.
Really? I'm going to predict 5-2.
I'm going to predict overtime, ultimate tiebreaker. It's going to go the distance.
Wow. We're going to be here all night.
Correct.
Because you know what's going to happen if there's no takedown here over the next minute.
It's going to be blood time.
Will's going to go down, escape, and it's going to be a 1-1 match. So hopefully one of these guys looks to get a takedown here to open this score up a little bit, but we'll see.
You know, for whatever reason, I mean, Wymer always just seems to have Atkins' number, but Atkins always, seems to place well in tournaments, even after the fact. But that's kind of with wrestling. You have certain styles.
Yeah. A lot of times it comes down to conditioning.
That's been my biggest question for Atkins this year is conditioning with the limited mat time and the interruptions in the season with the injury. Where's his conditioning at? Can he put together another performance like last year and get to the state finals? Because I think this weight class is kind of open for the taking. I mean, there's not like a dominant guy. I think last year there was one guy in particular at the weight that was kind of steps ahead of everybody else, and just getting to the state finals was a huge accomplishment. This year, I think there's a few guys that you can throw their name in there and see what happens next weekend.
Here we go.
Caution
We
there.
talked about it, right?
Right.
Will needs to escape to tie it up, and then it's going to come down to a takedown. So
I don't know. It looks like the wrestler on top has got a pretty tight ride, Wymer. Maybe he's going to ride him out for 2 minutes.
Or maybe, he's just waiting in the weeds, just waiting for that time to strike. I'm not gonna waste all this energy early. I'm gonna
Here
get
it
my
comes. Here
escape.
it comes. There it is.
there it is.
A minute
There it
30.
is.
So he's got a minute 30 to work with. One takedown, one shot. Wrestling in the center. There's wrestling in a phone booth out there in the middle of the mat. Working on a collar tie. Both
Both
guys.
wrestlers kind of tying each other up,
Yep.
controlling the flow of the pace.
If that's what you want to call it. I mean, here's a shot by Wymer. Nice whizzer by Atkins
gotta keep that
on the
whip.
edge of the mat.
Good job.
They fight their way out.
Good job for Will squaring up there.
Got about 45 seconds left in the third period here.
Yeah, the tough thing in this situation, if you take a bad shot, the other guy's going to counter
right.
and score.
Yep.
So,
We play it pretty conservative.
yeah.
Man, Jerry might be right. This thing might be going to overtime. 30.
Crazy guess, I know.
Yeah. These guys know each other
Yeah,
fairly well.
nobody's really trying to open up here.
Kind of like a state finals match, just kind of feeling each other out. Nobody wants to make that mistake.
Right.
And 10 seconds. But a shot attempt by Wymer. Kind of surprised Atkins hasn't been warned. Have you seen a shot? There's been a lot of underhooks and action there.
It's
but,
called blocking off, Yeah. Typically that would be called stalling, probably up at the state tournament even.
Yeah, I've seen a few shots by Wymer, but he's just not getting that penetration or angle. Getting a little talking to, a few words, 1 minute here in overtime.
They're fairly even match tie-up. Someone's going to have to get a leg attack, in my opinion, to win this thing. I
Well,
don't know if I've seen a leg attack.
Wymer's hit a couple shots. He's just not getting through. He's not getting around.
Right.
But here's the underhooks. That's what got him out of his deficit in the semis, was some underhooks and some stalling warnings.
Wow.
Yep, called for
Wymer got
stalling because
stalled.
Will's
Wymer got-
fighting for
Wymer
those
got one for
underhooks.
stalling.
What do you think about that stall, what criteria-wise? I mean, he's throwing underhooks, but is he going...
Yeah, you're right.
right.
The other wrestler's backing up, I guess you could say, but what's he working off it?
Told you it's going to wind up ride or die. Now we're gonna go into the 30-30 next overtime period. One wrestler will choose top for 30 seconds. Next wrestler will automatically choose his choice, top or bottom. Right.
Atkins going to take down. Of course, his goal is to get out or reverse, right?
Yeah.
Or get a reversal.
But then the match would continue on,
Correct. Yep.
through this 30-second period, and then the other 30-second period where the other wrestler gets his choice.
Caution. On red, on Atkins. You do get 2 of those, and the third one done as a point.
Correct. Right.
So why not? It's like having a timeout. You can't take it with you. Might as well burn it. Get a good jump. You want to get a good jump
Absolutely,
here. Whatever advantage you can off the whistle.
Oh, nice lift.
Good mat
Nice
return. Will's got to get back up to his feet. Yep, he's back up, getting to his feet again.
See if he's going to lift return again.
Oh, and he cut him.
Nice. That's
He just
exactly
kinda
what he
decided to give it
wanted
up, so
to
he didn't
do.
get hit for another stalling. I think he was
Right.
worried about that.
Yep.
If you're not going to return him.
He's going to try to push the pace to get the Muller wrestler warned for stalling.
Yeah.
Even it up a little bit.
Yeah. But, I mean, this has been now going on 7+ minutes, this match.
So Will holds him for 30 seconds, wins the
it.
match.
It's over.
That's it.
Right. If not, since Will scored first, Who get the choice, top or bottom, for the ultimate tiebreaker, ride or die?
He chose bottom. Yeah, he chose bottom. Uh-oh, this could be a reversal. He's got a good lock on that.
He's going to need to get up to his base.
Now, I mean, here he's got to work up. He's got to climb up, or he's going to get hit for stalling. There's a stall warning. He's got to climb up the leg. He's just hanging on.
And he can take one.
Yeah, he can take a warning.
Yep.
He's got 11 seconds.
He just got the warning.
11 seconds. I thought they let a second or two tick more. I thought it was at 13 when it was.
Looks like a caution.
I thought
Yeah, it looked like it was at 13.
13 seconds, and then 2 more seconds ticked off. I think it should be 13 seconds.
Yeah, Will says, "Hey, I got 11 or 13 seconds to hold him, not lock hands.
Yep.
Keep this guy down. Bottom guy's got to get out of there in 11 seconds."
Up to his feet. I mean, he's got to work to return. Oh, hips over, kicks out, kicking. No, he's not going to do it. Will Atkins. This is his first district title.
Yeah, so 2 losses to this guy and comes back and wins it, right?
Yeah. They might meet again next week, honestly. They probably will. Could be the finals of the state tournament. Could be in
Possibly, yeah.
285 pounds on that 3. Royce Rogers from Springfield.
Right, here we
Four-time state qualifier. What are we looking at?
285. We got another Muller wrestler.
Close out the night. What do we got here?
Lucas Sternberg, a Muller, coming in at 34-5. Again, who's pinned his way through the tournament. He's going against
Donovan Gale.
Donovan Gale.
Yeah, Walnut Hills in the house.
Yeah.
What's up? Not just academics, but wrestling too.
Donovan comes in with only 3 losses. So he pinned his first round, won 8-7 in a very close match for his second match, and then pinned in the semifinals to make it here to the finals.
Yeah. Sternberg is a returning state placer as well. He was 4th 2 years ago, 6th last year. These two were supposed to wrestle last week in the sectional finals, but I saw the result was a forfeit.
Yep.
So they didn't wrestle, but here they are now wrestling.
And he has padding on that left leg, so you don't know if there was some sort of injury.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well.
Yeah.
Imagine both these guys are football players.
Yeah.
I know Sternberg is. Gale looks like he might be a football player. Solid.
Hey, going back to first or second at the districts, have you guys seen where maybe some wrestler who took second had an easier path to the finals versus taking first?
Yeah, it's actually
That
funny you
has
mentioned
happened
that.
before.
Last year, actually, relevant Atkins last year in the state tournament. He was second last year, and his draw in the bracket, was more favorable, getting him to the finals. Wymer was district champ last year. I think he got to the semis and then had some very tough opponents there and ended up placing 6th. So, it does happen.
Yeah.
You like to think being a district champ would favor you into the bracket, but sometimes you get matched up on the same side as a stud.
Yep.
And it's just luck of the draw. But
So Sternberg placed as a freshman, I believe.
I think we placed 2 years ago as a sophomore, and then last year as a junior. I'm not.
Well, maybe it was a state qualifier as a freshman.
Yeah, I think he was a state qualifier. Him and Will Atkins, 4-time state qualifiers now. So huge accomplishment. Sternberg playing football next year somewhere. Do you know, Don?
I haven't heard.
No.
So
I think he also plays rugby, doesn't he?
Oh, that was a little rugby move.
There we go.
Look at that. Oh,
Wait.
At the end of the period.
Oh, end of the period.
yeah, they love the
You had
rugby
it.
over there at Moeller. It's a club sport, but a lot of those guys play rugby.
Yeah. You know what frustrates me? He does that right there with 4 seconds left in the period. Do that with a minute in the period, and this match could be over. Like, I don't understand why guys wait sometimes to the end of the match or the end of the period, end of the match to kind of turn it on. Yeah, just frustrating.
You know, they
sometimes, but-
start wrestling not to lose, right? Instead of wrestling to win, they wrestle not to lose.
Like, I think if he pushed that pace like there earlier in the match, it looks like he can kind of pick and choose when he wants to go. Up and
Nice
quick out
escape.
of there, yeah. No, for a big guy, no.
See if he's more aggressive now
Yeah,
after he realizes he could probably take him down, right?
Smell a little blood in the water, maybe. But for a big guy, he doesn't have any ankle straps or braces, knee braces, so that's good. He's got.
Oh, there it is.
That was nice.
That's
Nice
trouble.
trip there.
He's going
This
to
could
see if he
be-
double laces. There it is.
That's it.
Yeah, good trip there, and
So Moeller cleans up in the upper weights at 215 and heavyweight, back-to-back district champs.
See this again. Sternberg with the back trip.
I mean,
Step over.
They had the team title locked up already, but that definitely solidified it, put a little cherry on top.
hey, but good for Walnut Hills.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what?
Absolutely, yeah.
That team placed higher than some traditional schools we're used to having lots of points. So, yep.
So that'll wrap it up, and Moeller will be your district champions, your team champions. Springboro in second, Harrison third, Elder fourth, LaSalle in fifth, Fairmont in sixth, Butler in seventh, Dakota East eighth, ninth, St. Xavier, and round out your top 10, Anderson.
Yeah, some good wrestling.
So that'll wrap it up from the Southwest Ohio District Tournament. I'm Jerry Tischler, Lou Caraher, and Don Jones. Hope to see you at the state meet.
Thanks, everybody.